Politics. Something I've never ever been interested in, and in fact when you start looking deeper into it you realise that this is by design. They don't want you paying attention to what's going on in the political realm, which is just a load of self-centered assholes trying to screw everybody over and make money from themselves. However, when you find out that treason, sedition is being committed against you, it is your duty to inform everyone you know, because if you don't, then you're compliant, you're complicit in the said sedition and treason. So for anyone out there that's doubting what is being said, you need to pay attention, you need to sort it out, you need to start talking to others. Otherwise, when the New World Order is unrailed, it'll be your fault. When your friends are taken away and executed because they think for themselves, it'll be your fault. The time to stand up is now. Sitting on the fence, if there's anyone out there that's stupid enough to be doing that, it's your fault. Stand up. Be proud. Because you're the ones that will make this world a better place for everyone. The tell-lie graph. Scotland will be free to rejoin EU, says Spain. Madrid accused of hypocrisy for ministers' comments in light of Catalan crackdown. Yeah, because of course Spain is a total and utter dictatorship. And why would you want to rejoin a dictatorship? Which is what the EU, the European dictatorship, is. Well, we're going to be covering some topics on that today, and others. Look at it for Blanchett tickets. What the? Who gives a shit about some... Free TV licence for over 75s are dragging BBC down, says Chief, on his £400,000 a year job. Yeah, you know, the free TV licence for over... How about we abolish the BBC? Because it is nothing, absolutely nothing, but the propaganda arm of the government. You're paying to be propagandized. Don't do it. Gambling tops list of children's biggest vices, says Commission. Easter Island asks UK to return tribal statue. Never going to happen because the British government are a bunch of treasonous traitors. World must unite in saying no to Iran. Why? What's Iran done? Oh, that's right, nothing. But it's part of the oligarchs' plan to invade Iran and cause World War III. And if you don't stand up now and say something, you won't be able to later because you'll be a splat. Fears of financial crisis revived in Greece. Why I believe there's a conspiracy against Brexit. Well, some actual truth in the rags for a change. Vaccine against Alzheimer's a step closer to reality. Don't talk. All vaccines are poison, designed for one thing and one thing only, to dumb you down and kill you. If you have a vaccine, you deserve the consequences because of your stupidity. Professor Green's family album. Make the most of the moments you have. My dad's army coup against the PM has gone wrong. Rees-Mogg likens himself to Captain Mainwaring. I thought it was Mayweather. Or Mannering. Maybe it's a Mandela effect, who knows. Black Friday holiday deals. Don't fall for that shite. Crunch time for Amber Rudd, but, well, to be fair, she should be in jail, prison, because that's where she belongs. Best and worst places to find love in the UK. Not in Parliament, because all you'll find there is Satanists, paedophiles and traitors. Smokers less likely to develop Parkinson's. Even passive smoking is linked to lower incidence of the disease, scientists discover in largest study of its kind. Well, I ain't smoking because it's bad. It makes you ill. It gives you cancer. Although I actually believe that the cancer and all the diseases come from the ingredients they add to tobacco nowadays, because the Indians in America, they smoked, and, well, the peace pipe. I don't believe they actually smoked tobacco. I believe they smoked marijuana, cannabis, and that's why it was called the peace pipe, because after you smoked it, you were like, you know, we were going to fight, well, here, let's just chill. Because that's what cannabis does. It chills you out. I'm not saying smoking it is good, but the oil is proven to be good. And while we're on that subject, did you know that the Queen signed into law that cannabis should be legalised back in 2000? And it was only the treasonous governments from then and ever since that didn't do it, and they held it until they could release it at a point that would benefit them. Because all governments ever do is think about themselves, not you or I, themselves. Scientists are now hunting for the key compound in tobacco that's responsible for preventing condition. Why would that be? Oh, so they can patent it and make billions from it. Nothing to do with curing anything, because they'll also add something to it that makes you die. As if we haven't got enough of that shit going on with the government. Mirror. Wills, my mental torment. What, for raping children, being a paedophile, being a treasonous traitor, plotting to destroy this country. Yes, yeah, you should have mental torment. No, I want to be king of the jungle. Max's law emergency. Please find me a heart. Desperate Oscar needs a transplant within days. Now this is another pack of bullshit. Not that he needs a heart, but the fact that they're putting this in there because they want you to donate. And I've got nothing against donating your organs, as long as they go to someone that needs them. Unfortunately, this donation bullshit that has now become mandatory unless you've opted out is simply about extracting your organs for the parasites so they can then live longer using your parts. And if you don't believe that, you haven't done your research. The Times. Voters rally behind May as Rees-Mogg coup attempt stalls. What a crock of shit. Absolute fake news. No one is behind May, apart from the shadow government, the ones that really run what's going on. May's not the prime monster. She's just a puppet that's put in place for you to look at and go, oh, it's her fault. Or, although a lot of it is her fault, it's because she's controlled. She has a puppet master that tells her exactly what to... If you notice, whenever she's doing talking, she's reading from her puppet master's instructions. KGB man set to be next head of Interpol. UK in last-ditch bid to block Kremlin candidate. Why? Because they don't want anything getting out there. Unfortunately, it's too late for that, because I've been doing this for so many years now, and anyone that's been watching my stuff knows what's going on. And if you've not been, your choice. If you want to be intentionally dumb, absolutely your choice. However, don't come crying when the shit hits the fan. Women in low-paid jobs, now Tories' top priority. What a crock of shit! Lying scumbags! Winter spray. It's to do with a picture. The Guardian, that only guard the elite. Parasites. Optimistic party outfits. Revealed 1 in 4 Europeans vote populist. The new populism sweeping across the continent is laid bare by exclusive Guardian analysis which shows the far right gaining more power than the left. Right, left. Okay, right, left. One of them's gone. I can't fly! The other one's gone. I can't fly! Right, left is bullshit. And what they mean by the far right, they mean the men and women that can see the treason that is going on throughout Europe and have said, I'm not having it anymore. So you're straight away an extremist. Although in actual fact, you're actually sane and you are rebelling against the extremism which is the European dictatorship. The number of Europeans living under governments with a populist in the cabinet has increased by 13-fold. It's not enough. And it's not populist. It's, we are not putting up with your mass invasion of Europe anymore. Although a treasonous government, like the British government, or most of the European governments, are fully behind it because they are fully bought and paid for Rothschild's puppets. But hey, you let whatever happens happen. Star. REIT is ready to rise again. I don't know what that's about. Don't start new battle of sexes. And get me out of here. Susanna's mugger hell. Star speaks out on lawless Britain after knife scare. Oh, if it's affecting those that are supposedly famous, it's a different thing. But if it affects you, that's okay. Express. Make me king of the jungle and I'll quit TV for good. I don't believe you can trust anything that's in these shit sheets. 3 million facing mortgage misery in retirement. Oh, just the way they planned it. I won't let UK be trapped in customs union, says lying treasonous traitor. PM's vow as she meets Juncker today to finally seal Brexit no deal, because we're not leaving. It's blatantly obvious for anyone that has looked into this. But hey, if you don't believe it or you think that you can trust her, you need to take cannabis. The scum. Fury at Spain Brexit bloc. What Brexit? The Brexit without the exit. Oh yeah, of course. Exclusive. Victims' pain. As evil wife, her lover and assassin are jailed for 50 years over plot to kill him, hubby reveals. I still love her. Well, good on you. Noel, I've been eating worms from my garden to get ready for jungle. Why would you eat worms? They make the soil good. If you wanted to eat anything, eat I don't know, cockroaches. Ugh. Horrible things. In fact, that reminds me of the government. Cockroaches, that is. Daily Fail. For his electro smog to parents who lived on as orbs, why Noel's the craziest creature in TV jungle. Epidemic of child gambling. 55,000 under 17s have a problem, another 70,000 deemed at risk. Experts blame explosion on TV ads. Well, let me think. How could we stop that? Oh, stop them advertising on TV. Well, that would be one minor way. The other, of course, is to get rid of your TV, because it is a brainwashing, propagandizing device used for one thing and invented for one thing only, to control you. But if you enjoy your enslavement, that's your choice. Metro. Who do you think you are kidding? Rees-Mogg's shambolic Tory rebels compared to Dad's army. He admits to bid to oust May has stalled amid Brexiteer split. Mocked as he says he's always admired Captain Waring. Sure it was Mainweather. Oh, anyway. Anything but independent. Lessons from a life of hitchhiking. Rudd has admitted Tory welfare failures. Migrant workers are being ripped off. What happened to films' folk heroes? Mog of war. A rebellion isn't over. Terror victims failed by NHS mental health crisis. Survivors say they have no support to cope with trauma. Do you think this is by accident? No. It's been engineered this way by a treasonous government. We need to end Parliament, jail the MPs along with the royals, and you'll see there's a far, far better Eden awaiting us if we stand up for ourselves. Financial Times. Tackling life-threatening allergies is a big deal. No, it's not. Stop putting poisons in the food, in the water and in the air, and there will be hardly any allergies. In fact, there could be none. The military unit giving Israel a lead in computer vision. I mean, that treasonous traitor to humanity, Israel. Not the Israelis, but the Zionists that control it and run it, like Netanyahu, who absolutely should be in jail. It is time to stop relying on artificial stimulus. Brexit revolt abates as May heads to EU. Oh, what a shock. Nothing's going to happen. GHOSN. I don't even know what that is supposed to say, so I'm just going to spell it for you. Arrest came amid plans for merger opposed by Nissan board. Boss pushed irreversible Renault deal. Oh, the French again then. Of course it's not their fault, it's the treasonous government. Bid was expected. Profit fears raised tension. And I know I showed this yesterday, but I've got to show it again. Do the country a favour. Just do it. George Soros letter reveals globalist plan to destroy the first world with global migrant invasion. I've been saying it for a long time, and if you've decided not to listen, that's your choice. Obviously, it's always your choice. But don't come crying if it gets there. As the left continues to lose the battle of America's soul, its greatest champions are going full out in an attempt to turn the tide any way they can, even if it means destroying the country. Of course, it's not just America, it's Europe as well, because George Soros should be in jail. In fact, once he's getting close to the time when he departs this reality, he should be hung. MPs call for tribunal to bring misbehaving banks to justice. Tribunal to ensure SME customers get a hearing in future disputes with banks. I thought it's very simple how you deal with this. You jail the CEO of each bank. Problem solved. Oh, jail for life. American Cancer Society seeks $11 billion to pursue an 80% Gardasil vaccination rate among US children. In other words, the American Cancer Society are controlled by the criminals that run this planet, the traitors, the Zionists. They want to poison your children. Are you listening? They want to kill your children. Former pharma executive who joined HHS to help lower drug prices found bludgeoned to death in DC. Ruled as suicide. Oh yeah, I battered myself to death. The globalist plan to exterminate humanity begins now unless useless eaters must be eliminated, says Globalist. Okay, it's in your face, I can't make it anymore. In your face. France suffers anti-carbon revolt, massive roadblocks against Macron's diesel tax. The French rise up, the British stay dumbed down idiots. Surging keyless crime as thieves take advantage of new technology. That was only going to be a matter of time, so I'm not surprised in the slightest. 300,000 babies stolen from their parents and sold for adoption. Haunting BBC documentary exposes 50-year scandal of baby trafficking by the Catholic Church in Spain. Or you could change that to by the SS in Britain. Same thing. The Brexiteers who put their money offshore. Some of the loudest voices in the debate, many of whom want the UK to be a tax haven, have their own offshore interests. Doesn't apply to you or me. It only applies to those that are rich, or should I say that are criminals, because the majority of those that are rich are only rich because they're criminals. Just look in Parliament. Rome police seize 8 Casamonica mafia villas. Hey, Rome police, come to Britain. We've got loads of them over here. Buckingham Palace, to name but one. There's loads of the mafia villas here. This will shock you. Not. Poorest pay higher taxes than richest. New figures show. VAT and council tax shown to disproportionately hit low earners, but Conservatives refuse to rule out risers. I wonder why that is then. Oh, because they're controlled traitors. Swedish media try to cover up gang rape of girl by Muslim migrants. Facebook censors posts as well. Have we had enough of the invasion yet? This is World War III, brought about by the parasites, and you're just sitting there doing nothing. Wow. More UK asylum seekers could be sent to the southeast of England after northern councils complain they're taking on an unfair amount. I've got an idea. How about we just stop it? Oh no, because that will require a non-treasonous government. It doesn't matter whether it's Labour, Liberal, Democrat or Conservative. They're all traitors. They're all controlled by the puppet masters. Police chief backs call for public to help, not hinder, frontline PCs, but warns against have-a-go heroes. Yeah. You know, if you see a cop being beat up, help us. Oh, but we'll still come and help kick your door in if you've not paid your gas or electric, or you've not been able to keep up your mortgage payments or your rent. Oh no, yeah, we'll have cops there for that. But, you know, you help us. Pensioners 74 made lives of innocent families a misery as she claimed secret primary school devil worship ring drank baby's blood and cooked children in secret room at McDonald's. That's a pack of shit, because that is going off, and they're talking about Hampstead, where if you've not seen them, two young kids, they were 9 and 10 I think at the time, were explained what had happened to them in the satanic paedophile ring in Hampstead. And then Hampstead Church, you can see the satanic church. I've got the video, it's on my site, although I'm surprised it's not been blocked yet, but it's still out there at the moment. And she exposed it. But of course, the controlled media don't want you to know about that. Sabine McNeil, 74, claimed there was a satanic cult operating in Hampstead. There is. She reported her allegations to police, who interviewed her two alleged victims, the children. Police began investigating McNeil after determining that claim were bullshit. The police are controlled, we all know that, and they're covering up the satanic paedophile ring in Hampstead, in Parliament. The police are involved. They have to be, because they're Freemasons. The chief constables are all Freemasons, and by default, therefore satanic. Shock doctrine. Is May planning to engineer a crisis just to stay in power? Yeah, I would suspect so, because this is what they've done all along. If you think back to 2007, when for some unknown godforsaken reason we won the bid to hold the Olympics, what happened shortly after? Oh, 7/7. Yeah, the bombing, where the mass attempted distraction was carried out by Tony Blair's government. Yes, that treasonous bastard that needs his neck stretching after serving a long jail sentence. You keep him locked up until he's about to die, and then you hang the bastard. A paedophile who took upskirt pictures of children in Piccadilly Gardens has walked free from court. Now, it's not his fault. It's the judge's fault. The paedophile judges, because that's what they are. And this is why on every uprising, the first to be strung up are judges, lawyers and solicitors, because they bring in this shit that's going on. Again, after a long time in jail, they can be hung just before they die. Hutton inquiry closed David Kelly medical report for 70 years. Doctors trying to see files consider legal challenge. Doubt grows over suicide verdict of Iraq expert. Of course, he exposed the fact that there was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and it was just a scam to cause an invasion. Again, Tony Blair to blame. He should be in jail. Why? Why would they close them for 70 years if they had nothing to hide? Because we live in a free and open society, don't we? Oh no, of course we do. We live in a total dictatorship. It's just that most don't see it yet. And if you can't, you're to blame. You're part of the problem. How Comic Relief invests millions in arms, tobacco and alcohol. Panorama expose also reveals charities sitting on 100 million and will not say how money is spent. Charity invests cash in controversial firms to fund 17 million running costs. Documentary was shelved for 2 months by nervous BBC execs. Charity is risking reputation, says ethical investment expert, but Comic Relief says ethical screening would increase financial risk. Charity is theft, and I know that you give it freely thinking you're doing something good, when in actual fact you're just funding a criminal organisation. Shocked as I am to say it, there does appear to be an establishment conspiracy against Brexit. And there you have the Satanist, the traitor, the one that Anus is waiting for, and that one as well. But of course he's also an alcoholic, because he knows he's about to be found out and probably guillotined. Town where the police have given up. Hartlepool has only 10 constables, although it says officers, constables. Officer is military, constable is civilian. For a population of 90,000 people, forcing residents to patrol the streets and try to solve crimes on Facebook. It's all by design. It's all on purpose. It's all planned to destroy our country. The time of sitting down, watching these videos is over. If we don't stand up now, we will be the reason this dictatorship comes in. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.